Hey everybody, it's Valerie with the Enchanted Oak. Today I'm going to be showing you an idea you can do with your scrap polymer clay. And we're going to be making these diffuser beads. Now they're little balls made out of polymer clay. And then we take it and we stamp it and we bake it. And then once hardened, you would put them in like a bowl. And then you would take and drop your essential oils on them and put them in a room, and it'll help diffuse your essential oils. So all you're gonna need for this tutorial is polymer clay. We're just gonna be using some scrap that I have around here. There's an old cane, just some chunks here. You're gonna need a stamp or a charm, whatever you want to use. I'm actually using this, it's a wax stamp, and that's how I get the little Celtic knot within the center there. You can use a charm. If you take your charm, you can press it into it and it'll leave an imprint. So let's get started, shall we? So we're going to take our scrap clay. We have a nice size. I'm going to go ahead and work to condition that here. Scoot you over some. There we go. And you don't have to use scrap. You can use regular. This is actually made with Sculpey terracotta colored polymer clay. And we put about 12 to 15 in a bag. And then you just put those in a bowl. And like I said, it takes about 10-15 drops of essential oil. You put on there every couple of days. You would just wash them quickly, briefly with a little soap and water. And so, all right, we're pretty soft there. So what you're going to do is you're just going to break off a little chunk. The size is up to you, depending how big you want it. Then you would just take and roll it into a ball, like so. Then you would take your stamp and just imprint it. Now with the swirl, you can make it out just a bit. I try to, if you notice like on my sides here, sorry going off camera, it's not flat, so I'll just rub around it. And if you mess up or mess up the design or the stamp, you can always just ball it back up. There we go. A bit better. And then take, make your stamp. And you can see the stamp there. That looks good. And then you just repeat that until you have however many you're going to make. And now with a charm, I don't think I have a charm available, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you with a gear. I'm going to take, and you would just take and push it down. I'm not doing the outer side, I'm just getting the inner. So it does this little star type thing. I'll make another one like that. And you can make them as big or as small as you want. We also have some that have texturing on it. And you don't have to do them all with a stamp. I do. But you can do sets where there's some that are just balls. And then the rest will have a stamp in it. You can use like ink stamps if you want. I've taken scrap polymer clay and made my own stamps out of them. You can also use like leather working tools I don't have any right offhand. I just have my punches, so I don't have a stamp. But it's, again, it's entirely up to you how you want to do it and you want your designs for your diffuser beads. And you don't have to do them in perfect ball shapes. As you can see with these, when I stamped it, it kind of flattened out. That's going to happen depending on the pressure. Like this one didn't flatten out too much, which is good. But I'm just, and it's repetitive. Like I said, you know, if I've got scrap clay that, if you remember these, I did the cabochons out of, and this was just leftover scrap that I had. And I'm like, okay, this will work. I don't plan on using it again, or it's just going to sit in the drawer for a while. So I figured I'll go ahead and make up some beads with these. I need some more inventory filler. And then with my essential oil blends that I do, these work perfectly because I can sell them as a set. Like that. Get another one. I like that one. That one's a little smaller, but it's okay. They don't have to be huge. They don't have to be teeny tiny. Like I said, you don't have to stamp them. You can leave some just like that. I kind of try to put a stamp into each one that I do. Whoops, sorry about that. My light has decided to do its own thing. And it doesn't have to be perfectly centered either. Oh, that one kind of is not. That's okay. All right, so that's all with that one. So let's pull this gray. This is a cane that I made. I think I did the moon cabochons with those. And just the same thing. Just trying to see if I had another thing I could stamp with. Now you can take, like if you have, where's my mold at? Let me show you how you can make your own stamp. So this is just the little butterfly set that I have here. Bugs, insects, all that fun stuff. So you would take just some scrap clay. And you want to make it so basically you've got a skinny end here and a bigger end. You don't have to have a huge handle, entirely up to you. I just want enough to where I need to soften this a bit more. Oh, bear with me. Some of these canes have been sitting for a while, so they're not the softest. Just got to work them. And if you find that, you've got, sorry about the dogs. Alright, and if you find you have canes that you haven't, you have sitting around, they haven't used in a while, and they're kind of hard, and you're working them and they're not conditioning, you can get some clay softener. Most of the time, I find that just working with it will work. So, I have this here. Nothing fancy. So I'm going to just push it in ladybug here. Kind of make my own little stamp. Alright, so it comes out just like that. Alright, so if you bake that and it hardens, then you can take that and stamp it in, and you'll have the imprint of the ladybug and your clay. I use most of my scrap clay for these, so I don't make a lot of stamps with it. But entirely up to you. You can use anything as a stamp, really. Like I said, charms you have laying around. If you don't want to stamp them, you don't have to. I just like it because it makes it look more unique in a way. So let me these are really soft, or the clay here is really softened up. With work on that, I want to really smooth out where I want to stamp. Just because I don't want any cracks in my stamp. And again, if you push a little bit harder, you'll have the indent. So it's kind of like its own little bowl. So if you put oil here, it's going to sit there. You know, I've got a bowl of these in my dining room where I add the oil to it every so often. Nice calming citrusy blend. So I have this cane here that's just a simple little cane. Let me go ahead and pull off a piece. Now this one, as you can tell, had the white in the middle. Did. And so while rolling it up, I'm kind of pushing it so you see the white on the outside more. So you can see that. Sorry about the light. I'm filming at night, and this is what happens. When I film at night, my light gets in the way. And so after rolling it out, we have that. Just set it here and stamp. But you see that a little bit. I mean, if it's sitting there, the black kind of covers it up. But, so like if using really dark colors, like a black, I would probably either leave it as a ball or maybe do something like this. Just because, yeah, that looks a little better. Yeah. So yeah, that was just one idea you can use with scrap clay. You would take and you bake these according to package instructions. Mine's 275 and it's like 15 minutes. I'll put it in a cold oven, preheat it, and then let it go for about 20-30 minutes. I always check on them because some are thinner. They're not as thick as the others. So I'll just go through and check on it. I don't leave them unattended too often. When that happens, I tend to burn them. Yeah, it happens. So, you know, and then once you do, you get like these, rather hard. And then you would just, like I said, put them in a dish and add your essential oils to them. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you'd like to see more like this, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, as well as hit that subscribe button. To keep up to date with all our videos. We try to post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Technical issues and time constraints do happen, so we occasionally miss a video or two here and there. We try to make it up to you. Monday is our Metaphysical Corner. Wednesdays, like today, is a tutorial. And then Friday is our informational series. At the time of recording, we're currently going over essential oils. Different qualities of them and things like that. Be sure to like us on all our other social media. You'll find us at The Enchanted Oak or The Enchanted Oak MI, just like our website. All the links will be down below in the description, as well as links to the tools and materials used here today. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time. Bye!